What's up, Peng Pirates crew? Today we have some more sim gameplay for you guys. I just really wanted to do more live gameplay commentary for you guys, so let's get right into it. And shout out to Card D Kaizoku for the idea of like putting the logo in the sim. I like it a lot more than just looking at that ugly like wood background that they usually have. Playing some Doffy games against a Whitebeard player. I'm gonna go first in this matchup. I'm gonna full mulligan for a Perona here, and this looks like a really good. This looks like a really good thing to do. We're just gonna go in and draw, summon, draw. So we'll do draw, summon, draw, summon, draw. Okay, cool. So we have some cool options there. He has 2 Dawn up. He's playing Moby Dick. So let's get this Boa out. And then if he plays something like an Atmos, oh, he actually counters out of that, which is pretty interesting. And then if he has something like an Atmos, okay, he's gonna swing 10k, so he doesn't have anything like an Atmos actually. Here we can. Here we already stacked our deck, so we're gonna have some hanging, or we were gonna have some hanging Dawn, but I realized I could just swing 9k into it. He's probably gonna have to take there. He has some sort of trigger, probably like an event card or something. So now even if he has a play, what we could actually do is just bounce back his play with Doflamingo. So yeah, he has a Kingdu. So I'm going to be able to just stop his turn by bouncing this back. And then if he plays that Kingdu again, I could always just drop 9k or a 9-cost Mihawk on him, which is going to be really good because he actually hasn't established a lot on board yet. So he's going to swing 7k into me, which is completely fine. He has the Kingdu up. So I'm going to swing 7k into him just to see what he'll give me. Probably a 2. I was about to say, like, you probably shouldn't give me a 2k there because you know, you're gonna take this life at the end of your turn anyway. But he has another ace, and then also I just have another I have another Mihawk to do. So he's gonna take out my Doflamingo, which is completely fine with me. And then here, so I'm wondering if here I should swing at his ace to try and get like a 2k and a 1k out of his hand. I think I'm gonna do that because if I swing at his face, he could potentially just rad beam it. So I'm gonna swing here so he gives me 2 cards out of his hand, or something like guard point. But of course, this is just gonna get Mihawked, so it's not really anything to worry about. Okay, yeah, so he's gonna give me a guard point in the end, which is completely fine with me. I'll just bottom deck it, and then let's develop, or let's not develop the Trafalgar Law just yet. I want to get more cards out of his hand while I'm this healthy. And then he has another ace. In this case, I'm actually going to dump a bunch of cards out of my hand for this. So let's dump the Mihawk into Teaches to counter out of that. And then if he ends up swinging 8k, or this is 10k into this, right? This is fine. That's okay. That is completely okay in that scenario. So let's... So we didn't get any... So let's use... We didn't get a Perona stack from earlier, so we can't grab anything like that. Let's do... 11k onto... Actually, this is a little bit tough. So let's do 10k at his leader, actually. Because he has to counter out of 10k. Because he's at 0 life. So he's going to give me 2 cards, either like a Rad Beam, a Guard Point, plus like a 1k or a 2k. So this could potentially be very good. Okay, so yeah, he's going to give me a Rad Beam, plus a 1k. And then let's just full bunker up here. Why don't we play a Boa, a Kuma, plus a Law. So 3 blockers to protect this Mihawk. Hopefully he can't get popped. He could use something like... Okay, so he's just gonna give up. I guess there's like no way he could deal with this. But yeah, that's a pretty disgusting Whitebeard game. He just could not deal with like multiple Mihawk. All right, so now we got Trafalgar Law. This matchup is pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie. Law has a bunch of tools to kind of deal with our board. And then also, I need to draw into like those Mihawks. So we'll see what we get off the stack. This is actually a really good stack. I'm gonna go for... Okay, so we're going second. Let's do something like this, where it's Perona at the bottom. And then we'll try to summon this Kuma since we don't really have anything right now. And then we'll draw Love Beam, summon Gecko Moria, and then get rid of, or draw the Alvida as a 2k on our turn. Because we actually can't use the Love Beam next turn, so I don't want to put it at the top of my stack. So we have we have like different chances to kind of swing out and spam our leader. I wish we could have started off with the new... Oh man, he has Jet Pistol too. So he's gonna be able to Jet Pistol this, which is gonna suck, but we still have to do it, or else it's gonna pretty much ruin our stack. And we also kind of halt his development too, because if he's spending the whole turn Jet Pistoling this, that means he's not putting anything on the board, which is still good for us, so it's actually not too bad. Oh, okay, and so he's not even gonna do it too. So good thing we got that 2k on the board. We're gonna be able to protect our Gecko Moria. So then now he has some Dawn, or so now he has Otama that he got off of Curly to Dawn. He has stuff like Jet Pistol, and he could still, on 6 Dawn, even if he Jet Pistols, that means he won't be able to leader skill. So that's really good for us. So let's go ahead and swing, bring out the Kuma. And then I'm going to leave 2 up for Love Beam. Mainly because, I mean, I could also just play the Law and swing 7k, but I don't really want to do that because he might just play Vista and then like bring it back up and then do some shenanigans. So I want to really prevent that if I can. So I'm just gonna, double swing, and then hopefully this Love Beam will just let me cycle through things. So he's going to swing. This is a 4k swing, so I could still 2k counter out of this if he swings 5k into my Gecko Moria, and then that would be pretty great because then I could also Love Beam. Okay, so actually he swings 4k on 4k, which I am going to counter out of with a Kuma. And then if he just keeps swinging 4k into this, that's completely fine with me. Because, I could just play with no hand and always be swinging like 7k. And then we stacked this Perona at the bottom so that we would be able to like kind of regain resources and then like keep swinging, right? Because now he's fully tapped out and he can't swing at me anymore. And I just have this full board that's like really important. So let me see, 3k, 6k. So if I play this, and then I also play, because I want to swing at his board. So why don't we do something like this maybe? I'm gonna, like, I could play the Doflamingo and then use leader skill, but I think in this case I'm gonna play the Perona instead just to save Dawn. And this is great, wow. So we're gonna place these on the top. Here I actually kind of want, this Gecko Moria instead of the vanilla Gecko Moria, because I want to get that 2k counter back with Mihawk. So let's do something like this, where we're doing something like that, and then we could attach one to this Perona and then swing 3k at the Dawn, because we don't want him searching off the Dawn with the Dawn anymore. And then I will have 2 Dawn left after this, so why don't we swing Magic Number Central, actually. So let's swing 5k into the Brook, just so he has to either give me this blocker or give me 2 cards, so he's probably not going to protect this. I mean, I personally wouldn't, to be honest. Yeah, and then I could swing double 7k, and then end off my turn with a Trafalgar Law. Okay, so he's not gonna block just yet. And then I'm gonna grab back that Mihawk so that I can just have a 2k counter. And he's gonna give me 2 cards. And then I'm just gonna play over my rested Perona. So I could maybe potentially, you know, protect something off board. If he has something like Structure Deck Law, it's going to be really hard to do that because he could just restand this Zoro. I'm, of course, not going to block that 7k swing. And I also want him thinking about this Kuma. Like, I want him thinking that I have a Pacifista in hand and that I would rather, like, save that. So he's going to swing 6k into my Gecko Moria. I'm just going to counter 2k out of that. And then he could potentially Jet Pistol something, but like that's a pretty weak turn on his end, I feel like, if he does that, because then I could just full swing. So he might be thinking about using the Jet Pistol here. Okay, so he actually leaves 4 Dawn up. That is definitely a play. So my question is, do I go for board or do I go for... Actually, there's no way I go for board, right? Like, I should definitely just be swinging into him. I doubt that he has, like, 4 Radical Beams. So I'm just going to swing 7k into his face. And I have so much life at this point. So I want him to either use these cards in his hand or use these blockers to get out of these. So I'm going to swing 7k here. So this is a hard... Okay, so he has the 1 Rad Beam. Let's swing 7k again. Another Rad Beam. And then I'm wondering... So if I leave 2 Dawn up... Actually, let's just swing 7k again, not use leader skill, and then use the Doffy to restack our deck and have an extra blocker. So he's kind of in the same situation he was before, except now I have an extra blocker. So I'm swinging 7k. I really doubt he has... Yeah, I was about to say, I really doubt he has something like a... Wow, I wish I had that Pacifista in hand. So I'm going to... I guess we will do something like this so that we could draw into that Pacifista, but also just draw into that 2k next turn. that 2k counter. And then we'll just wait. I mean, this is pretty much the same exact scenario he was in last time, except he has an extra blocker. But now I have an extra blocker, and he only has 3 cards to work with on this turn. So this is going to be really difficult for him. He ended up getting really behind. But yeah, no 6 costs, which is really rough for him. So he's gonna swing 8k. I'm gonna swing 8k into my Gecko Moria. I think I'm gonna block this just to test out the waters. I want him to allocate more and more Dawn, right? Okay, so he's gonna swing 8k at this Gecko Moria again. I know he has a Jet Pistol in hand that he hasn't used yet, so if he clears this and clears my Kuma, it's actually really bad. So I'm gonna block here so that he doesn't have access, or like even if he does Jet Pistol, yeah, he's gonna have to, like, he can't allocate Dawn anywhere else, and I could still like progress with like my onslaught of like of swings, right? So I really he already gave me 2 Rad Beams. I doubt he runs more than 2 Rad Beam, if I'm gonna be completely honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and be cocky and swing here. I didn't think this Kuma was gonna stay alive. That's why I didn't put the Pacifista on the top of my hand. I really did not anticipate this to stay on the board. So yeah, he's gonna give me blockers now. And then he's probably gonna give me this Chopper, yeah. Yep. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up... Let's just pick up another Doflamingo so that we can use it next turn. And he's in a really bad situation here because he has pretty much no cards in hand. Oh my god, he's gonna get the Jet Pistol off the top though. He pretty much has no cards in hand and no way of really winning. I'm going to block this. And that might be a little bit weird, but he probably has a play that he wants to do, and because of that, like, he's gonna have to allocate more Dawn, and if he swings into this Kuma, like, that means that I can just like swing into him next turn. Yeah, so he's gonna have to allocate, you know, some amount of Dawn to deal with this Kuma. Cool. All right, let's get into another game here against Z. Oh wow, this is gonna be kind of hard, I feel like. I mean, this matchup is kind of weird because once the 10 cost Kuzan is out, it's actually really hard for me to deal with him. But also, like, if I'm aggressive enough, especially with the board, like, I can definitely see myself winning this. So I'm going to, of course, put these on the top. These are insane. I have a lot of 2Ks in hand. I could protect the Gecko Moria that I'm about to summon out, which is awesome. And then yeah, I just get to swing 7k here, summon out the Gecko Moria. Even if he has like something like a Shockwave, he's probably not going to want to use it here on my Doffy. Maybe save it for something else. Oh, okay, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Honestly, it's not too bad of a play because, I mean, he is blocking that 1 attack. That's probably where he was going with that. But yeah, he's gonna swing 5k into my face, which I will just take, actually. I'm not going to block that one. So I actually have really good options here, but I think I'm gonna go with a 7k swing at his leader. And then if he wants to give me like a 2k and block with his Borsellino, that's all good with me. Or he could just take, which I probably would do. Because, you know, going down to such a low card count this early on in the game probably isn't in his best interest. Ooh, okay, so he's actually gonna give me this Borsellino, which might be really bad for him because I'm gonna stack again. Oh my god, that is an insane stack. So I'm on, what is it, 5 Dawn? So on turn 9, I'm going to want to play... Wait, no, I don't want to play Mihawk though, right? Because on his turn 10, he could pop my Mihawk, right? No. Actually, I should play Mihawk. So then... But I could still summon for 2 turns in a row, right? No, only for 1 turn in a row. So then I'll do something like this then, where it's Mihawk on the bottom, because once 10 cost Kuzan is out, it's gonna be really difficult. And then probably something like this is really good. And then I'll just swing into his Borsalino, developing another Gecko Moria here. And then we have 3 2K counters to defend this. Which is really good, because he's probably... I mean, if he's using a lot of his Dawn to swing into one of my Gecko Morias, that's really good for us. And then we have, like, so much Dawn to use on this turn. Or on this upcoming turn. I would have loved to see, like, a 7k Doflamingo on that stack, though. So he's going to swing 5k into my face. Here, I will actually just counter out 2k. And then we will go on with our day. So what is the play here? I think I just swing a bunch of 6Ks maybe, because developing an extra Gecko Moria might be a lot better than swinging like multiple 7Ks. I think that's what I'm actually going to do. So I'm going to swing 6K into his face. He has to give me a 2K. He could also block with his Borsalino. And then, yep, I'm going to swing another 6K. He's probably not going to want to do something like a Shockwave on this. Cool. So he's going to block, give me a 1K. So I'm just going to swing into the Borsalino with a 7K swing, so he has to give me a 2K. He's actually going to give me Thunder Bagua, which is pretty nuts. And then we're going to summon out a Gecko Moria. So he needs to start clearing my board really soon, or else I'm just going to run away with this game. And this is like the trouble of, you know, this Z matchup into me, because I could just always swarm the board and put on a ton of pressure on him. So it's actually really difficult for him to retake this board. And even if he has like destruction effects, like it's gonna be difficult in terms of like resource management. So he's gonna swing 7k here. I think that's okay. I might be wrong in that play. Maybe he plays something like a Sakazuki. Yep. So he's gonna pop my Gecko Moria, but he can't swing into anything else, which is good for us. So now I have a better target to... I was going to do it on the Borsalino, but I think doing it on the Sakazuki is actually pretty important here. But I also... If he has the 10 cost Kuzan, I don't want this to be on board because I'll lose my Mihawk. So I'm actually going to... Okay, so let's swing 5k first, just to test out the waters. So yeah, he's going to block there. I'm going to swing 6k into his Borsalino, which he's going to just let go through. And then I'll swing 6k into his face. And then I'm going to play my Mihawk. I'm going to bottom deck his Kuzan, because if he has 10 cost in hand, he could actually KO this Mihawk with his leader effect. So I'm going to bottom deck that one, because I could... The Sakazuki is pretty threatening. Yeah, so he had the 10 cost, so that was definitely the correct play to get rid of the 4 cost Kuzan. Because then he could have just KO'd my Mihawk there. And then he's probably going to swing 7k. I'm actually going to counter out of this, because he's going to start popping a lot of things on my board just with other things. So keeping that alive probably isn't... Like, it's gonna be hard to keep things alive with him swinging at it. Okay, so I think in this case, let's just start swinging face. Like, so we'll do 6k here and then 9k. Because now that we are in this state where, you know, we have like some danger going on, we should just be trying to, you know, kill him, basically. So these Mihawks aren't safe, which is a little bit disappointing. So he's gonna be able to KO this with his leader skill now, and then he could play a Sakazuki on something on this Mihawk if he wants to. So it's gonna be harder and harder. But if he does that, he actually loses the game because he can't like develop something like a blocker. So this is gonna be really tough for him. But he could always like swing 10k if he has the, because he has one extra Dawn to work with. So then I think the correct play, oh, okay. So he's gonna swing 13 into here. Does he have something like a shockwave? Because, okay, yeah, so that'll go through. Oh no, he has a blocker Higurashi, and then he's gonna swing 6k into me. I want to counter out of this, but I'll just take because I don't have a play next turn. So I want to potentially get a play. I was really hoping for like a teach there, but I don't end up getting it. What should I do here? I'm wondering whether I should put the Doflamingo or like this Doffy on top. Actually, let's do this. Yeah, let's put it on top because we'll do this so that if he plays something like a Queen or a Borsalino, we could just bounce it back to his hand. And then, do we have enough for attach 3? Yeah, we do, right? Like if we attach 3 here. If we attach 3 and then play... So yeah, let's attach 3, swing 5k, and then swing 5k again, summon a Pacifista. Oh, okay. So I guess he just didn't have the counter in hand. But yeah, that's going to be that game. So that's going to be the end of this video today, guys. But as always, thank you all for watching. This is the deck profile that I was using. I think it's very similar to the one that I uploaded on the channel before, except I switched out Love Beam for an extra Doflamingo for some matchups. I think he's really good in this format. But as always, good luck in your school, your work, whatever you're doing in life, and I'll see you on the next one.